Hello Kaiju fans, welcome back to the Kaiju World Order. My name's MM, and man has it been a hell of a week. Starting to feel like that old song about raining men. Instead of raining men though, it's raining plastic Kaiju toys, and it is draining my goddamn wallet. And wow, where do we even begin? I think we're going to begin here with the Evolution Toys Zone Fighter. This is a 2.0 sculpt. This is also the second time I am giving Evo Toys a chance. The first time I did it is with their Red Man, and while I am glad I have that figure, for a $100 figure, it feels really, really cheap. I am hoping Zone Fighter is not the same way. It is a $100 figure also that was announced a while back, but just finally got released on HLJ. So that will be in a unboxing video as soon as I empty out my private warehouse. So moving on to even more articulated figures. These are the more the ones that were just announced, not so much released. So starting with the obvious, Monster Arts 1972 King Ghidorah. Oh wow, I'm not surprised we're getting a Showa King Ghidorah, but I am surprised it's 1972 King Ghidorah. Yes, there is a difference in their designs. Not much, but you can tell the difference. The 1972 one is usually looked down upon compared to the 64 one. I am not against this though. I like the more, I don't know what you want to call it. There's a difference in the wings. Maybe smaller, but I like this design of Ghidorah. I really like the afros. I always thought they were funny looking, but if you would have told me we were getting a 72 before 64, I would have never believed that. But here we are. Now, Tamashii has also unveiled a silhouette of a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive minus Godzilla. I just don't care. I'm over Tamashii minus Godzillas. I'm almost over minus Godzillas in general. But I do know they're the new one, just like Shin was back in 2016, so everything's going to be minus for a little bit yet. I don't see it being that much of a improvement over the previous Atomic one, which was also an event exclusive. Somebody just needs to do the Ocean Gate Godzilla, and I am just waiting for an articulated version of that. So between Super 7, Tamashii, and Haya, whoever can get to that scene first will get my money. And speaking of Super 7, while they haven't unveiled any new figures for the Ultimate line yet, and we still have not seen anything for the Century's End Godzilla yet, what the fuck is that thing? They did just unveil another reaction minus Godzilla. This will be a lot like one of the blind box ones, but this is a carded release. It's the Atomic version with blue spines, and it does have a slightly different tail compared to the blind box version, which is cool for me because I am just not much of a blind box type of guy. I like to know what I'm getting, especially when it costs more than like $10. And so I'm pretty happy with this. Moving on over to the Bandai side of things, our favorite company over there has announced and shown off some new figures. There's still no sign of the previously leaked or announced figures, the Mecha King Ghidorah 2.0, the Godzilla 89 with Super X 2, and the Flying Godzilla 71. We haven't seen any promo material for them yet, but they did just show off a new Bandai Premium Godzilla 1965 Movie Monster Series figure. Might end up getting it. I'd rather them do a tagged version, which I'm hoping they will, but it seems like they're going to do this with a handful of more obscure Godzilla stuff, I guess you could say. I mean, the 65 suit is obscure, whether you want to admit it or not. There's a reason we don't have a lot of material and merchandise for it. The Godzilla is being released much like the upcoming Jet Jaguar with the Gigan claws from the 2023 short. Or was it 24? It was one of the years. I think it was last year, actually, so it would have been 2024. But the Godzilla 65 is going to be released much like that. It's about 4,000 yen, so it's going to be about $30. So even getting it across the US now, it'll be about $40. So depending on how you feel about paying that type of price for a monster, Bandai specifically, I'm undecided myself. As I said, I'd rather have a tagged release, but it is what it is. But then they also unveiled an Ultra Monster Advanced Jiras, which is something I did not see coming. The Ultra Monster Advanced series up to this point has been specifically for newer monsters that appear in the new generation era to cash in. This is the first Showa era monster being put in this line, so it's pretty cool that it's Jiras and it's going to be very affordable. When I first saw this, I wasn't planning on getting it because I already have a Bandai Jiras, the original. I have a little vinyl candy toy, which is just a little shorter than your typical Ultra 500 figure. So I was expecting this to be like a Bandai premium release that would cost about $50. And it's not. It's going to be really affordable. It should be about the same price as the other 65 here, so it's going to be about $30, which is in line with the Ultra Monster Advanced series. And what's cool about this is you can remove the frill, which should let you put Jiras on the shelf in his purest Godzilla design with yellow highlights. Pretty cool gimmick. I like what they're doing here with the Advanced. I wonder if they're going to do any more Showa monsters like this. There's a bunch they could do. I could imagine a Zeton with rotating antenna, dinosaur tank with built-in wheels, let it tread. There's so much I can think of and really want. And normally I don't cover these type of figures on these little news recaps, but I do love the CCP minifigures, which are only about like that big, and yes, they do cost an arm and a leg compared to their size. It sucks, but I have a weakness for them, and especially the glowy ones, and they just unveiled a wave of glowy Gamera figures. They are doing both their Gamera sculpts 95 and 99, Girin, Gauss, and then introducing Legion, all in glowy, and they are going to look great on the shelf with my other glowy CCP minifigures, and they will be lighting up that shelf like it's a sun. There's some other figures, specifically Godzilla the Art, that were announced. I don't want to put too much attention on them because while yes, they do look neat, they are overpriced all to hell with over $250, and nah, I don't support that shit. So, not even covering that. Going back to the monster arts real quick, the Ghidorah, I wanted to put more emphasis on at the end here. I have the bootleg Ghidorah from a while back, and it's an alright figure. It fits the space I wanted it for. It looks good with the other monster art Showa Kaiju that we got, Mechagodzilla, Hedra, Gigan, yada yada yada. My issue with this figure is the same as the issue everybody has with this figure so far, and that is that obnoxious price tag. Holy shit. By the time it hits the US, you are going to be paying about $300. At the very least, $250 for a Ghidorah with no accessories. Ugh. sometimes it sucks being in this hobby. I would love to know the argument behind the scenes on why it costs so goddamn much. I know Haya's excuses for their lower prices is because they are literally a Chinese company and they are making their items in China, and there's a whole bunch of politics wrapped up in all of this, but you know, God forbid we talk about it. So there's a reason why this figure costs so much, and it's not just because it's going to be a premium Bandai release. That's just one of the reasons. I know for a fact there's others, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. And personally, as I said in a prior video, you all know who to thank. And with all that said and covered, I will be back here later with the Monster of the Week video, which will be Varen. That will be uploading later tonight. And until next time, Kaiju fans, peace out, and mean you.
Says you should like and subscribe.